Hello, and you're playing Farming Simulator 22, and welcome back to the 36X Spring Creek map. Yes, we are sitting in the planting tractor here this episode. We're not going to start with it, though. I know we said this last episode, too, but hopefully we're actually going to get to it here this time. We've got just a couple pieces of equipment to get going here first. And speaking of going, by the way, plows are still going over on field. Well, we'll just call it the section. Our section field here, again, the 1 square mile field. We got 3 plows going on this job here. Looks like this is probably the furthest one ahead here. Has 1 hour and 6 minutes remaining here. Yeah, 1 hour 23, and this one back here. They're all about the same distance apart, it seems like. They're all about, what, 2 rows apart or so. Hour and 37 on that one. So, yeah, so far going pretty good on one. Getting this field plowed up. Again, the reason we're plowing on one takes care of the weeds, so I don't have to worry about spraying for them later. So that'll take care of that. And then let's see what's here. Actually, let's just check the map here. I think this is the last field that needs to be plowed. 384, 385, 386 all ready for planting. We still have 389, 390, and of course the section that need to be disked yet as well, or just cultivator ran across it, right? Speaking of cultivator here, or high-speed disc in this case, or vertical tillage. I don't know. What do you want to call it, Evan? Vertical tillage, high-speed disking, technically, you can almost, I think, still call it cultivating yet or something. It's, yeah, whatever you want to call it. Get this folded up. We're going to get a course by course going for this here. And let's see. Let's do 2 headlands. It should be good. Everything else. So let's change that here. Set that to -2. So yeah, no island bypass. There's no like islands in this field, so that shouldn't matter anyway. And then field margin -2, that just, we're going to overlap the edge a little bit more. Again, just kind of tends to help clean up the edge and stuff, right? So first waypoint, drive the course. I'll leave course play to that. This is one of the new tractors we bought here last episode. T9 700 with the, I don't know, extra wide tires. I don't know about that one, Evan. Yeah, and I'm not sure I'm sold on that option there, you know. If you ask me, let's actually go to the map where we can actually click on the equipment. What do we got? Yeah, there we go. Now, there's a good option, if you ask me. I mean, you know, some nice triples on it. That looks pretty good. What's the other tractor I have here? Oh, is this, I think this is one of the tracks. Yes. Oh, this is the one with kind of the weird-looking tracks, if you ask me. Yeah, New Holland has some very unique tracks on their tractors, if you ask me. They got, obviously, this one here, kind of I always call it the U-shaped track. It's not quite U, but it's really close, right? And then, of course, they have the other one, too. I don't know, do we have... Oh, where's the other tractor here? We got another tractor. Maybe, is it sitting up here, maybe? Ah, yes. Okay, actually sitting right up here. With what, I guess they call this the high idler one. It's like, okay, sure. Anyway, let's get you going on the field here as well. Would really like to get two of these high-speed discs going on the field, but I only have 2, and the other one's obviously over on these fields here. So, oh, how do we want to do this? I think I've got one more tractor available yet. We'd have to buy another disc, but, you know, I think we can probably afford that. I think having 2 of these going on this field would be a good idea here. But otherwise, just one high-speed disc on this field, it sounds like it's going to take forever. I mean, it's still going to take forever. For those of you wondering, we are... let's see, doing the math here. I think we are about 6 hours. Yeah, probably really close to that. We're about 6 hours into plowing this field, Evan. So by the time we're done, it's going to be about 7 hours to plow this field. I think that's about what course play said it was going to take as well. So, okay, let's get a course play course going here. We're going to run multiple tools, 2. Should have enough headland for that. No bypass. Yep, that should all be good. Generate a course for this. Let's hope we got another tractor. I'm pretty sure we got another tractor available, but maybe not. Okay, first waypoint left. Yep, that sounds good. Off you go. See, our course play worker was missing a little bit there. Oh, well. Actually, you know what? Yeah, no, that should be good. Just making sure that course play is actually, like, working from the same side of the field. Here's the plows are. We're not, like, you know, the plows are obviously working from right to left. We don't want the cultivator working from left to right, you know, because this part of the field hasn't been plowed yet. So, you know, starting this before this job is done, it's always a little questionable, right? But, okay, let's see what we got for tractors here. Hey, there we go. I thought we had one more. Another triple-wheeled machine. Is this 700? Yep, there's another 700. We got a couple that are not 700s, by the way. There's a couple, I think, 645s, and maybe even a 5-something in there, if I remember correctly. So, not all these T9s are the same. Backing up. Oh, and let's check our settings here real quick, because I don't know if this is a equipment setting or a course play, or let's say tractor setting. That'd be the correct word for it. Raise tools late, lower tools early. Yes, that is the way I want it. Okay, that must be a tractor setting then. I wasn't sure if that was something that went with the equipment or the tractor one. Pretty sure I've got all the rest of the equipment set correctly here. Let's see if we can hop back to that tractor there. Click to switch, by the way, for those you wondering, is the mod that allows me to switch between tractors like that. And paste it on that one. And we are going to be going to the right. And then start at the first waypoint. Okay, we got both high-speed discs going on the field here. They should get this done. I think what did the tractor say here? I think it was 6 hours, and oh boy, kind of hard to click the switch when you're moving like this. There we go. Got it. Yeah, 6 hours and 45 minutes here. So, yeah, probably somewhere around that 8-hour time mark, Evan. Usually course plays pretty close on times with this, by the way, Evan. I don't know if it fully, like, factors in sometimes the time it takes to turn around. But as long as it doesn't stop, which cultivating, plowing, these jobs shouldn't stop, right? This time should be pretty close to being correct. It's the harvesting that usually is always, like, quite a bit off, right? Okay, well, we'll leave the hired workers to that, Evan. Looks like they're doing a good job over here. We got five T9s working on this field here at this point, Evan. Yes, you heard me correctly. There's 5 T9s. We got one more T9. So what do we got? 6? I guess we got 6 T9s at this point. Oh, I'm telling you, folks. Things are getting abysmal. Okay, anyway. What I was hoping to get to here last episode, Evan, we are going to start planting here. Let's, I think we were doing oats, right? Let's see what we can plant here. Pretty sure it was oats is what I was planning on. So we can plant oats, sunflowers, and nothing else of interest. So oats is the only thing we can plant with this particular planter here. We're going to do the small field in this. And I might do one more field as well, but I'm thinking maybe like one of the fields over here. I don't know, we'll see once here. Maybe, yeah, we'll see once. Maybe another field of oats. But then, yeah, definitely corn, sunflowers, and soybeans. Definitely planning on doing sunflowers on the big field, Evan. That is the plan here at this point. So let's see, what should be good to start planting. Of course, running the Burgo drill here again with a Case 715 quad track. Pretty much, I would say, a good match for this tractor. And probably one of the few things that can probably actually bring this tractor to its knees yet as well, if I had to guess. That one, you know, if you're pulling this in somewhat hilly ground, this tractor is probably still no match for this planter, if I had to guess. Especially, it depends probably how full you have the cart loaded back here. Because keep in mind, Evan, if you have this cart back here, the 71-300 cart, or it's 7-1300, I think probably. The 7-1300 Burgo cart, that is 1,300 bushels. When you load that thing up, I mean, 1,300 bushels is a lot of weight. Not to mention, you know, how much does the cart weigh by itself, and then you factor in how much does this drill weigh. Oh my goodness, Evan. Probably a couple 100,000 pounds here, if I had to guess. And of course, when I say that, I'm talking like fully loaded, right? I think the tractor, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, are we up in what, the 70,000 pounds on this tractor, I think? Don't quote me on that number, but I think it's somewhere around there if I remember correctly, but yeah, that's a bit of weight, everyone. Shouldn't take us too long to finish this field here, though. This is, I think, the smallest field we got on the farm here at this point. Actually, you know what? Speaking of planting oats, why don't I just do the field that's right next to us here? Rather than going way over here to plant a field, we'll do these 2 fields in oats. This one will be sunflowers. And that'll leave these 3 fields here for corn and soybeans. I think that sounds like a good plan, if you ask me. Maybe do corn on the big one and 2 small fields of soybeans. How's that sound? Sounds like a plan, if you ask me. Is it a good plan? I don't know. That's a good question. I would making up the plan as we go. Kind of how it goes in real life too, so, right? Sometimes I know a lot of farmers usually will have these type of things planned out like almost like years in advance to some extent, because keep in mind that when it comes to planting crops on certain fields, sometimes you can't use certain chemicals. You gotta have certain amounts of fertilizer, that type of thing, right? And some of this planning has to be done like in advance. Sometimes, a year, maybe even sometimes 2 years in advance to get to the point where it's like, okay, now I can plant this particular crop on this field. Either whether it's fertilizer or you gotta wait for certain chemicals to, disappear from the field. Especially common, corn and beans. You don't typically just like, okay, well, we had corn on this field this year. We're planning on doing corn next year, then suddenly switch to soybeans because you got to be careful with whatever chemicals might be on the field, right? All depends, like I said, depends what's on the field. So again, a lot of times farmers will have that planned out well in advance. Makes a difference too, because obviously, farmers, they got to have their seed and chemicals on order as well. So, again, when you got to know what you plan on planting where, roughly anyway, right? Might have a couple of wild cards in the mix, but generally speaking, you know what you want to plant where. Or at the very least, maybe if you don't know, exactly what kind or what variety, there's the word I was looking for, Evan. What variety you want to plant, you at least know what you're planting on the field, right? This field's going in corn. What kind of corn? Well, that might be up for debate yet, but, we at least know we're planting corn on this field, or we're planting soybeans on that field, or oats, or, whatever. Oh, slowly making our way around this field here. One of the fields I don't think I've done any smoothing out on this field. I don't know if folks can tell, but yeah, there's a lot of headland turning going on here to get around this field. We'll definitely get some GPS set up here once we're done with this. I think one headland should be sufficient if you ask me of one. Again, one of the nice things about this map, with the exception of a few areas, most of the fields have plenty of wide open area to turn around, even off the field if we have to. Oh, let's see. Can we finish up the little narrow spot up here? It's going to be close, Evan. Going to be close. Doing my best course play impression with that overhang there from the looks of it. Don't need to be overhanging that much if we can help it. Oh, let's see. Can we finish? Oh, it's going to be really close, Evan. Might be a bonus row here. Oh, the tractor's slowing down. Even in the game, Evan, we're, only about 5 miles an hour. That actually wasn't too bad. Down to 5 miles an hour. Up that little hill there. Yeah, I think we're going to end up with a narrow little strip up here. Not quite able to get it all, I don't think. Going to be close. Plus, we got a narrow little strip down there at the other end as well. Oh, not mean to turn that far. Now we definitely have a narrow little strip. Well, I don't know if I'd call that narrow, but we definitely got a strip up here now. Ooh, try not to turn too sharp here and get in the cart too much. Fortunately, we don't have to worry about that too much in the game. I mean, if that was to happen, Evan, doesn't do anything in the game, right? All the things you have to worry about in real life that, fortunately, the game, doesn't matter so much, right? always one of the things I said about farming simulator, Evan. To call this a simulator, Evan, in my opinion, is probably a bit of a stretch for farming, at least anyway. It gives you the very basics of how farming works, and that is about it, Evan. And the big reason I say that, you know, obviously in real life, there's a whole lot more to farming than what this game even starts to get into, right? So, you know, again, at least in my opinion, I'm going to call this, like I said, a simulator. A little bit of a stretch. No, I said I was going to set GPS up, but like a bit of a waste to set GPS up for this little narrow part here. I think we're just going to plant this like a headland yet. Seems like it'll be more efficient this way anyway. Reminder, by the way, if you haven't already clicked that subscribe button, by the way, don't forget to do so. Always very much appreciated. And, of course, once you are subscribed, don't forget to click the thumbs up as well. Of course, if you like the video, I mean, if you don't like the video, well, then, you know, I don't know. It's probably all the blue tractors at fault. That'd be my guess. We'll blame it on the blue tractors. And just another announcement here as well. If you'd like to join us in on the RDAllen multiplayer servers, as always, you can find that information down below in the description there. Again, anyone is welcome to join as long as you can play nicely, follow the rules. And again, we ask that you please join us in on the RDAllen Teampseak server. And a reminder too, by the way, as always, if you'd like to catch the multiplayer content, you can find that over on Twitch. Again, RDAllen on Twitch is where you can find that multiplayer content. Okay, like I said, I think we'll finish up this headland here. Then we'll start going up and down the field now. Oh, what do you folks think? Can we finish planting this field this episode? Actually, you know what? Maybe I should set the GPS up going this way. That might be more efficient yet. I was going to set it up going, well, actually, is it this way? Yeah, I was going to set it up going this way, Evan, but looking at this, might be better off going the direction we're going right now. Seems like a good idea there, if you ask me. Okay, there we go. Let's, like I said, let's set up some GPS here. No reason why we can't just go this way up and down the field, right? So GPS, and let's go with a 90-degree course, auto width, 100 feet of planting. Oh, wrong button. Planting goodness here. Already lowered down. Away we go. Wow, high-speed planter here. I just realized we're going 11 miles per hour with this. Since when does this let us plant at 11 miles per hour? That seems a little fast. Real life, by the way, this would probably be somewhere in the, you know, 5-6 mile per hour range of one. This is, I don't think this is considered a high-speed planter here, by the way. So you wouldn't most likely be planting at 11 miles per hour with this. That's reserved more for your row crop planters. They've got all the components that are designed, you know, plant at that speed. Oh, let me rephrase that. To plant reliably at that speed. There's probably nothing necessarily saying you can't plant at 11 miles per hour with this one, other than maybe whether or not your tractor can pull it. That might be up for debate. I'd be surprised even if the K715 here could actually pull this at 11 miles per hour. You know, again, when it comes to speed, Evan, the faster you go, the more horsepower you need. That's why a lot of these high-speed discs nowadays, Evan, they're not like super big. Like, you know, back in the day, your 60, 80-foot cultivators, right? Now you got down to what, like 30-foot disc. And that 30-foot disc is taking as much horsepower as that 80-foot cultivator. It's while you're pulling that high-speed disc, you know, at 10, 12, 15 miles an hour, right? Compared to the cultivator at maybe, you know, somewhere around the 5, 6. Basically about half the speed of what the high-speed stuff is. So yeah, like I said, you could probably plant with this thing at 11 miles per hour. You just might not like the results. And then for that matter, too, I'm not sure, I don't know, would the meters on this be able to keep up at that speed? I suppose if you change the gearing properly, it probably would. At least if I remember correctly, I think, don't the Bergo carts here, I think they've got, is it gears or chains or sprockets? I forget how that works with this particular one. I think you got to change some of that stuff out depending on how fast you need the meters to spin to get certain rates. Oh, that does not look like good GPS alignment. I don't know why GPS does that sometimes. Always kind of annoying how GPS just like, nope, not following the line. It just kind of takes off, and who knows what it's doing. No idea. Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think we are definitely going to finish planting this field this episode. Like, I was like, I don't know if we can finish this or not. Nope, we're definitely going to finish this. Anyway, let's head over to the comment section here moment and see what you folks had to say here for last episode. Starting off with the first one here from Dustin. He was saying Mike Mitchell is expanding his farm. Time for you to expand. Dustin, when you say expand, do you mean land or are you talking equipment? Because, equipment-wise, we've definitely expanded our equipment here in the last couple episodes. We've got several new tractors, some plows, cultivators. Not a lot, I guess, but... And by the way, of course, oh my goodness, come on, GPS, really? It's lined up a little bit better here a minute. Good to me. Gonna work there, GPS? Yeah, we're good. As I was going to say before we got rudely interrupted by GPS there, stay tuned, everyone. We've got more equipment upgrades coming here, hopefully, as well. So stay tuned for that. Nacho was saying, a good video. I really dislike those U-shaped tracks. Hey, okay, I just got to comment on this here a minute before I read the rest of Hetro's comment. That is exactly what I call those tracks as well, those U-shaped tracks on the New Holland tractor. Anyway, again, he says he dislikes those tracks. I'm surprised that you have not bought a John Deere 9RX yet. One case and a dozen New Holland T9s, but no John Deere 9R or 9RX. Hey, I'm not telling you folks what we did with the real RDAllen. Got him under wraps. And you folks thought you were watching the real RDAllen here. And the imposter the whole time. Christopher was saying, good video, keep it up. Hey, thank you very much for that. Okay, I think one little pass here that'll finish that up, and possibly one pass will finish that up too. We'll see what's here. Well, if we finish this field, then we'll just move right on to the next field then. So we call making a quick work of a field here, everyone. Oh yeah, gonna be able to finish this here as well. Perfect. Also just lower the planter back down. And like I said, we're just going to plant the field right next to us here as well. We'll get this field finished up. This will be our 2 fields oats here. And then, like I said, sunflowers, corn, and soybeans for the remaining fields here. Speaking of the remaining fields, let's just stop here a minute. Check our hired workers. Everything looking good? Yeah, looks like the hired worker on 389 here. Looks like he is making short work of that field. Good. And then over on this field here, everything looking good. Wow. From the looks of it, we have not even made it all the way around the field once yet. I'm pretty sure this is the first cultivator here. Yep. Almost made it around. Yeah, he's got to finish going to the next corner here. He's, a little past halfway done on this side of the field. So by the time we wrap it up this episode, of course, they will finally have made it around this field once. Keep in mind, these are high-speed discs, too. So, like, we're going 11 miles per hour here, right? Like, we're moving right along. The other one's right behind it. Looking good, looking good. As I said, running multiple pieces of equipment like this is always sometimes a concern. Who's going to get in whose way, right? Yeah, everything looking good so far. We'll leave them to it. Yep, they're doing good over there. Back to our job here. Get a chance, maybe we'll roll some of these fields as well. As I've said many, many times before, is it worth it? Probably not. Again, I've never taken the time to actually figure out all the math on it, everyone, but just doing some rough math, you look at the numbers, it's like, ooh, they don't look real good, right? Because again, keep in mind, if you roll your field, that's going to give you about a 1% increase on yield, which is not much. As I've said before, when you can probably get a better return on your yield if you actually take the time to plant any missing spots than if you would to roll the field. That's how bad rolling is, if you ask me. So, yeah, assuming you roll the field, 1% yield increase. But don't forget, you have to pay for the roller. What's the roller going to cost you? $50,000, $100,000? Or actually, I think more for the big one, right? What does the big atrocity cost here? $140,000 for the big atrocity, Evan. And I say atrocity because that has got to be the most overly engineered roller that has ever existed. Oh, wrong one. Whoever designed this was clearly high on some yet to be known drug that clearly nobody knows about yet. Because who in there? Oh, I keep going the wrong one here, but maybe I need some of those drugs. Words do not describe this thing. I do not have words. I'm assuming this is actually a real piece of equipment, by the way, because again, Giants typically puts real pieces of equipment in the game. So the fact that this piece of equipment even exists in real life, I find to be quite disturbing. Someone was getting paid by the hour for that thing, right? Well, let's keep going on it here. We'll get more pay. Well, I've been looking at the time here. Looks like it is about time to wrap it up here for this episode. So on that note, you folks have any comments and or questions, be sure to leave them down below. And as always, Evan, thanks for watching. Until next time.